My guest today is Dmitry Meshkov. Dmitry is the founder and CEO of Quex, which has just announced the launch of a new generation Oracle. You can kind of think of it as a bit like Chainlink, but perhaps an alternative, maybe even, a step ahead. Hoping to set the standard, I think, for DeFi, RWA, and prediction markets, especially from a security point of view. Yeah, but welcome to the show, Dmitry.
Yeah, hi everyone. Andy, thanks for inviting me.
It is a pleasure. Great to have you here, Dmitry. Let's do what we do at the beginning of the show, just before we jump into the wonderful world of oracles. It would be great if you could please introduce yourself. Just love to hear some of your backstory. What have you been doing in the lead up to, founding Quex?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Dmitry, founder of Quex. That's a new generation of oracles, and my actual background is coming from academia. So I'm PhD in physics, which actually means I spent years like exploring how the world is working on a fundamental level. But later on, but what really excites me, is to apply this knowledge to make our world better. And I found the crypto space is very good in these aspects where we can take cutting edge technologies and solve issues. My actual journey in crypto space became almost a decade ago. At that time, it was a Bitcoin space, not a crypto Web3. And I liked it. I was very happy to join a great team. Input output. It's now known as Cardano developers. At that time, it was pretty small R&D lab led by Charles Hoskinson and Jeremy Wood, where we made research, published papers, implemented prototypes, and it was a pleasure to me to see how these ideas, innovations are coming into life, applied and new projects. It's absolutely a pleasure for me. But actually, I wanted to make it even more practical, make even more impact. That's why back in 2017, we made a spin-off from IHK and launched Ergo platform. It's a layer one protocol. Where I was a co-founder, it was my first project in the founding team. Again, implementing ideas, collecting the team, and leading it to a successful launch. It's still pretty solid public project. You can explore it. But again, I made a step out from project and I continued my path separately with the idea to find a good way to make impact to the real world. Like the more I see the space evolving, a lot of new ideas, new projects are coming, but it looks like we still have a very big problem unsolved, like connecting Web3 to a real world. And to be honest, before starting Quex, I thought that this problem is solved with Chainlink back in 2017. But later on, I realized that actually, it's one of the main problems right now. It's more than 30% of attacks to DeFi protocols are going through price oracle manipulation and might be solved through correct oracles. And that's why we started Quex. Yeah, we explored a bunch of different technologies, how we can do it, what is the best approach, why existing oracles failing on doing this, and stopped even after some research and development using trusted execution environment, which is, I believe, the most practical approach right now. It's hardware level approach. We might talk separately about it. It's a separate topic to discuss the technology side. But finally, we're bridging the data from many web sources, and we are as secure as the underlying hardware, giving a flexibility to our clients to get the data of their choice, to get any like make any HTTP requests and get proofs of the result correctness.
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be useful, Dmitry. You said you were really interested in, working on things that can have a big impact in the world, if you like. And so if that is the case in terms of oracles, just give us a kind of a high level summary, if you like. Most people know what an oracle is, but not everyone does. Most people have heard of Chainlink, certainly, but just briefly explain what an oracle is, why they are so critical to the world that we are building with these digital blockchain infrastructure, and why it has, if you can solve the problem, why it will have such a big impact on the world.
Yeah, sure. So at the early days of crypto, we were focused on making it decentralized, secure, and smart. Yeah, we have Ethereum with smart contracts. They can evaluate any kind of Turing-complete programs, run any logic you wish. But it's all good if you are like trading one tokens to another ones, for example, or sending them to between different addresses, and if you do not touch the real world. So the problem is that smart contracts have no idea what is going on outside of Ethereum blockchain. If you're talking about Ethereum, it's a separate problem that we have bunch of blockchains who have no idea what's going in between of them. One blockchain have no idea what is going in another one, what's happening. Yeah. So if you're building a decentralized application that is touching the real world somehow, you have a problem of oracles. You need to know what's happening outside. You need to know like sport event results if you are making bets for sports events. Yeah, you can write secure contract with guarantees, guaranteed payments for a winner. We have like Polymart that's working pretty well in this area. You can make bets, but actually to resolve the result, you need to know what's happening outside, and that's the job Oracle are doing there, taking the data from different data sources and secure it somehow. It's different oracles doing a different approach, providing some kind of proof that's exactly. Yesterday, Arsenal played with Liverpool, and the result is 2-2. It's a draw. Yeah, if that's if you're talking about sport events, but actually the problem exists much wider than I even thought. Even if you're just building a DApp for like lending borrowing, yeah, you need to know even crypto prices, and crypto is liquid on centralized exchange, not that liquid on decentralized exchange where you can get access from your smart contract. You can get prices from decentralized exchanges, but they're liquid. It's pretty simple to move the price, to manipulate the price, and actually steal much more than the attack costs from the protocol. So I, to be honest, I almost don't. I don't know the project right now who is not using oracles in such way or another one. Yeah, because almost all of them are using some kind of oracles for some kind of data. And it's important to note here that like the whole system is as secure as its weakest element. Yeah. So it might be super secure, it might have bunch of security audits, cool, but having this small element for getting data from one source, in most cases, it's absolutely secure. But if it's broken, the whole system is broken, and all the money, clients' money from the protocol may be stolen.
Yeah, makes sense. And I think then, if that's the case, Dmitry, so I guess you've kind of explained this, but there are several oracles in the market already. Chainlink by far the best known. So why do we need another one? And presumably this is because, as you've said, you don't think the existing oracles have solved what is called, I guess, the oracle problem. So is that the case? we haven't solved it yet, and so yeah, we need a new solution.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I believe the main issue here is that the market is changing by itself, and like old oracles like Chainlink are not able to adopt as fast as they need it. And our actually pretty big bet right now for real world assets tokenization. So if we are tokenizing stocks, bonds, precious metals, whatever we want from real estate, we need to know what is going on in the real world. Yeah, if we tokenize stocks, we need to know the stock prices. If we are tokenizing real estate, we need to know some legal documents, and that's it. So there's a lot of data that is not covered right now with existing oracles, and for them, it's an architecture piece of technology that it's not that easy to add a new data feed to their feeds. Yeah, it's pretty complex by design to add new data feed. And that's why actually a lot of new oracles arise right now within the last year, using different approach. People are trying different approaches how to make oracles have like API 3 with first-party oracles with block size. Actually, the first Oracle solution backed by A16Z just recently, not 5 years ago, just recently, because the market is changing and the need for oracles are rising. And yeah, definitely what we are doing, we're also doing it differently. We rely on different security model. And it's super important to have some kind of variety of oracles. Maybe not all of them will survive in the long term, but I'm pretty sure that 5 years from now we'll have completely different landscape of oracles than we have right now.
Yep, that makes sense. I probably would agree. You've talked about T technology as kind of, I guess, a critical part of the technology stack at Quex. So can you tell us what you mean, what T technology is, and why you see this as kind of like crucial for next generation oracles?
Yeah, sure. So let's make a little bit of step back. So trying to understand how existing oracle works, like legacy
Sure.
legacy ones, but there are more
Yes.
ones. So in most cases, we have some kind of token for the oracle, and we have like 10 or 100 or 1,000 of validators who stake this token, and they get rewards if they provide correct data, and they get punished if they provide incorrect one. It's pretty similar to regular proof of stake approach. In most cases, it works somehow like that. The problem is that oracles secure much more than their token price market cap in most cases. And actually, it means that if node validators will behave economically viable, it would be viable for them to behave incorrectly and steal money from smart contracts instead of doing their job correctly. So it's not the security problem is always there, and there are no absolutely secure systems. There is attack price and attack profit. And if attack price is less than attack profits, it might make sense for someone to make this attack. It might be bribing attack, like paying bribes to validators. It might be 51% attack, buying a lot of tokens, or whatever you want. There are a bunch of them. So that's the problem. You need a very liquid, expensive token if you wish to support a large tokenized system. And right now we have real-world assets tokenization. It's going very fast, expecting having trillions of US dollars within 5 years. And non-oracles can secure as much. Even Chainlink, it's big, it's expensive, but it still cannot secure as much tokens. And that's why, like, we believe we need new security models. And now I'll tell you what is TE actually. So TE is a hardware level approach. It arose like 10 years ago, first with Intel SGX, and the idea is pretty similar to hardware wallets. I think crypto community is more or less aware of hardware wallets. So during the manufacture phase, a private key is inserted into the CPU, which allows you to create an enclave, an encrypted memory, drive, communication between processor and memory within your server. So it's all encrypted. And even if you're hosting this node, you are not able to take a look at what's going inside or manipulate the results. So it's originally it was designed to secure the data. So most of you have it in your smartphones because it's used to store keys. But pretty recently, it became possible to do it for verifiable computations. So what we are doing and how we leverage this technology is to run a program and create a proof that the exact program is running within the exact encrypted memory. And for the following input, it provides the following output. Yeah, that's actually, technically, that's what we are doing. It's more or less general approach for verifiable computations. It's a feature that it can also make HTTP requests all over the web with no limits. They might be non-deterministic, returning different results for every request, which is an important feature sometimes and is not doable with other approach. You're not able to verify randomness with consensus. It's a classical problem for decentralized system, how to get secure randomness, and with T you can do it. But this approach is like becoming more and more popular right now. We have a bunch of projects that leverage it to coprocessors, off-chain computations, and so on and so forth, privacy features. And we are doing it for oracles.
And what about ZK, zero knowledge proofs, Dmitry? A number of different Oracle projects that perhaps have come along after Chainlink have pursued the zero knowledge route. So, do you think T is a better way forward?
Well, I believe it's different. Yeah, it's pretty hard to tell which one is better because they're absolutely different. And actually, in my opinion, ZK was the most suitable for zero knowledge for privacy features. So it's the feature of zero knowledge is like to create a proof that you are adults without revealing your exact age. Yeah, you're more than 18, but no idea exactly how much. That's more for privacy. It was used pretty widely right now for verifiable computations. To prove the results without re-evaluating the program. It has its own limit. It's like very slow. It's not allowing to prove like non-deterministic results, for example. Yeah, it's you should have absolutely deterministic program producing the same results every time. It's not suitable for very big programs like neural networks because the program size itself is very big in such a case. To be honest, we've started Quex with the idea of like running verifiable neural networks, and that's why that was one of the reasons to take a look to TE, and it's still the most practical approach for running AI, but we found even more requests during our CastDev stage. We found much more requests just for data. I told at the beginning that I thought that the problem is solved, but we realized talking to our customers that the problem is unsolved and becoming even worse with all these changes to like real world assets, tokenization, prediction markets becoming popular in this space.
Well, okay. Well, let's talk about that then, Dmitry. So, people probably are aware that, yeah, oracles are particularly powerful in those particular sectors or verticals or vectors, whatever you want to call them, DeFi, RWA, prediction markets. So maybe just dig into that a little bit, any way you want. Just give us an idea of how oracles can change the world by supercharging RWA, tokenization, DeFi, prediction markets, and maybe what the world looks like in 10 years' time if that kind of thesis plays out.
Yeah, we have a bunch of different ideas and potential use cases we discussed with our clients. I think I'll start with just the most simple one that I actually thought was realized. So imagine a pretty simple app that is the app for asset management. So you have an asset manager, you have investors. Investors can put their money into the pool, and the manager can use this pool to spread this money to different DeFi protocols. It might be lending and borrowing protocols, it might be swaps, it might be staking, restaking, and so on. It looks like there is no space for oracles here because everything is DeFi focused, and it's the problem arises when we just need to evaluate, like when we make deposits and withdrawals, we have to know the exact price of our portfolio. And it's not a simple task. Yeah, it's not a simple task to realize how much these tokens costs. They might be liquid here. How to evaluate your LP position in lending and borrowing protocol because some of it parts are off-chain. And using Oracle, you can make it with a single request to like DBank, who actually shows this stats already. Yeah, that's a pretty simple idea. You might think there are no cases here for oracles, but you just need to know the portfolio size, money, and valuation. For more interesting cases, I'd like to mention real estate tokenization, because real estate tokenization is pretty big case for crypto, I believe, and a lot of real estate is waiting to be tokenized, become liquid, become traded, decentralized exchanges. But again, we have to get the link between the token and the real estate. We have to know that if you are claiming that this is the tokenized building, for example, yeah, we have to know that this building actually belongs to you. And it might be pretty easy to know that you can make a request to, for example, Dubai registry of real estate. We talked with a similar project. You can make a request, you can get the response from them very fast that, yes, right now this building belongs to this company and this company issue tokens. That's fine. But you can do it only off-chain. You can make this request to credential protected API. It's not public. And get a proof that, yes, right now this building actually belongs to me and these tokens are still valid. You can use them, you can trade them. I think these are good cases for oracles in the space. We can talk a lot about different cases. Let's start from these two.
Yeah, I'm sure there's the case. One thing that's also important, of course, is the ability to keep an oracle pure, if you like, to make sure that it isn't manipulated. How does Quex go about preventing that manipulation?
Yeah. So as I told, we leverage hardware level security. This means that, like, we prove that we make a request from our protected environment, encrypted, and get this response. And it's not possible to change the results until you know how to break this hardware, which is not known right now. For sure, there might be cases as I told at the beginning, there are no absolutely secure systems. There is a tag price for every system. Yeah, but at this stage, like, we are not possible to do it. The more interesting feature is that just getting, for example, prices, it's might not be enough to prevent attacks because prices. So yeah, with Quex, you can take, for example, prices from Binance instead of Uniswap, and Binance is much more liquid. It's much more difficult to manipulate the price. It's still possible to do it. Yeah, it's still possible to have a big leverage position to move the price and get profit. However, using our features of verifiable computations and post-processing, you can off-chain like execute pretty complex program that is trying to evaluate whether right now there is an attack attempt, there are price manipulation, price have changed significantly within the last few minutes on low volumes or high volumes. So we have much more data. We can execute very complex logic off-chain, and you get the final number and the proof of the result correct as off-chain. So on-chain, I mean, yeah, and verify this proof within smart contracts. So you're taking the number, let it be a price, with the proof that right now there are no attack attempts. It's fine. It's pretty calm situations, nothing suspicious. You can use it. Yeah. Or you can get, here's the price, but looks like there is something strange is happening. Maybe it's better to stop deposits and withdrawals for your protocol for some times and wait until we'll have a more stable situation, and you'll come back later on. It's okay.
Yes, indeed. What about then, Dmitry, for any developers that are building dApps, across any different part of Web3 or crypto or DeFi prediction markets, looking at different tokenization use cases? What would you say to them in terms of what do you look out for when you're deciding what oracle to use? What's a good way to choose an oracle? And look, if you want to say just look at what you guys are building, then look, you can say that.
Yeah, I can definitely tell that, like, please use Quex when it's possible, because it's like a good solution for you. But definitely choosing a correct oracle for DeFi protocol is not an easy task. Actually, you have to first of all, for sure, you need this oracle to be available on the chain of where you are building. Yeah, because we have a lot of chains, and for big ones, we have very large amount of different oracles. For small ones, there might be one or just 1, 2, 3 solutions that are built in there. You can choose from small amount of oracles. And they might not serve you enough data. So we even have had these cases on Arbitrum blockchain, for example. It's pretty big, and even Chainlink exists there. But on Arbitrum, Chainlink provides less data feeds than on Ethereum, for example. Yeah, and it's not enough for our clients to use Chainlink there. They have to switch to another solution. So first of all, it should be available. Yeah. The second one is security part. No one wants to be hacked. I believe that might be a death for the project, and still keep this number in mind that like more than 30% of attacks to DeFi protocols are based on price oracle manipulations. I think it starts for the last year from Chainalysis. I believe this year would be maybe better, maybe worse, but it's still a very big number. It's one of the main reasons how people attack. There might be different security model for oracles. So they might be actually centralized. They might be decentralized. They might rely on zero knowledge proofs. T. I believe that T approach is the most practical, and where it's much harder to make mistakes. Yeah, you'll likely have it correct. You'll have correct data. You'll use it. at least it's very good for starts. For some cases, maybe ZK approach is good. To start, I believe T is good. Use oracles on your chain. Evaluate the team behind the oracle. It's always important actually to know it, because you rely on this this solution. All your clients' money may be hacked if the oracle will be hacked. Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Well, look, as we start to finish up this part of the podcast, Dmitry, just for people that want to learn more about Quex and the Oracle that you guys are building, just to tell people what they should do, where they should go, and I guess just finally explain also where you are in terms of that, product rollout, in terms of going completely live. What that looks like, and how people can get involved. What should they do? Where should they go?
Yeah, you should definitely can go to our website. You can go to our socials. We are publishing quite a lot of information on Twitter right now, explaining how we works, how to use Quex. We have a pretty cool documentation for developers on our website. So if you are really willing to launch oracles, use Quex as oracles, go to documentation site might be good starting point. Regarding our stage, we are currently in a building stage, integrating privately with first clients. So we are not launched public. We're planning our testnet in a week, actually, to be more available in a bunch of testnets and different networks. We are planning our mainnet in December, so pretty soon we'll be in production-ready mods available for everyone. You won't need any help from Quex team to start using Quex as oracles. What else can I do? There's the part regarding the technology, regarding security. We also have a pretty interesting part. We are currently in acceleration led by Redbird Ventures. It's called Dinari Labs Tokenomics Accelerator. That's some kind of inside information for your listeners. That's likely we are going to launch a token next year. At least we are going to be ready to do it with everything designed, everything everything ready. And so go to other socials, check out Twitter, try to use Quex as oracles and testnets. Provide us feedback, please. Please do it. We'll be very helpful. We'll try to be very helpful for you, and we'll be thankful if you'll do this. We are still building. We are very client focused. We want Quex to be a number one oracle for FWA. If you have any case like that, please come to our team. We'll evaluate. Maybe we'll help you to deliver Quex to the chain where you are building, and help to configure it. At this stage, we are pretty early, and it might require some kind of manual works to do it, but I believe pretty soon it will be completely different.
Awesome. Thank you, Dmitry. All right. Well, I think it is time to start to finish up the podcast then, Dmitry, and I think we'll do that by running you through the very famous crypto conversation hot take round. Are you up for it?
Not sure, but let's try.
Let's try, Dmitry. Don't worry. It'll be just a bit of fun. I'm just going to throw some questions at you, and I just want you to give me your honest answers, hot take style, if you like. Question 1 for you is, where would you say that you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-chain opportunist spectrum?
I'm on both ranges, actually. I'm Bitcoin maximalist. And, I like Bitcoin so much. But in terms of what we are doing for Quex, we are chain agnostic and going to be available on many chains.
Makes perfect sense. What would you say then is your firmest conviction crypto opinion, Dmitry?
What do you mean? Sorry, maybe I misunderstood the question. Yeah.
I just mean, what crypto opinion do you have that you strongly believe in?
Well, I believe it's at least might be a good, safe result in terms of economy for all of us, for the whole population. That's why my answer for previous question, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I believe it's a very good instrument by itself to save us from potential economy issues, very big ones.
Yes, makes perfect sense. Look, I'm sure you've heard this quote by William Gibson. Dmitry, Mr. Gibson, sci-fi author, famously said that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. Can you think of an example of the future being here right now, but most people aren't aware of it?
Well, I actually disagree with this opinion. I believe that the future is in future. Right now, we are where we are. It's it's not a correct, good answer, but I'm looking forward for the future. Definitely, a lot of stuff is not distributed well. Hmm, what's the most interesting one? I don't even know, to be honest. So,
Yeah, that's okay. At Quex, you have a fondness, I think, for, is it the frog? Is it the cyber frog? Tell us, why is the cyber frog the official or unofficial mascot for Quex?
At this stage, might be unofficial, but I believe it will be official very, very soon. It's just fun. I have no ideas how to explain it. It's pretty natural within our team. Actually, frog eat bugs, yeah, and Quex also eat bugs. So if you have bugs in your program, you need a frog to eat them. So that's why we have a frog.
Yeah, look, when you put it like that, it makes perfect sense. If you have bugs in your program, of course you need a frog to eat them. And that, Dmitry, is a wonderful place to end the podcast. And look, just take us out by telling people where they can find you on X or anywhere else that you like to hang out online. And again, just tell people where they can go to keep up to date with what you guys are building with Quex.
Yeah, you definitely can find me on X. It's pretty simple. It's Dmitry Meshkov. So feel free to reach me there. I'm also pretty active in LinkedIn or in Telegram, so I'm also available there. Yeah, looking forward for conversations from our listeners who spent quite a lot of time listening for this podcast already. Yeah. And being here till the end, it's pretty cool.
Yes, indeed. Look, shout out to you, listeners. Anyone who has made it to the end, then well done. Thank you for listening. Please make sure you do subscribe to the Crypto Conversation in whatever podcast app you are using. Look, Dmitry, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you for coming and spending some time with us. All the best, and bye for now.
Yeah, thank you very much for the pleasure to be here. Have a nice day.